especially from Japan, to watch the World Cup here. In the studio, we have Japan's head coach, Mr. Aikman, along with former Indian captain Dilip Tirki and our senior journalist, Sandeep Mishra. Welcome to our show, Mr. Aikman. Japan is not part of the World Cup, yet you are here in Bhubaneswar. What brings you here?
Yes, the desire to learn, but also it fits in the preparation for Tokyo Olympics, because it's only 18 months from Tokyo Olympics and teams will have set their strategy. Of course, there are some operational things they can change, but the strategy is mainly set because after this they have 1.5 years to continue to the Olympics. So I can learn a lot from what they show here.
Mm-hmm. You've seen a lot of the matches, but have you also gone through the city?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. It's after I've seen the matches, I have to do my homework. So I analyze the matches, I organize it, I structure it, because when I come back, I have to present also to the Japanese coaches, and I have to adjust my strategy for Tokyo Olympics in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Apart from watching all these matches, I've also seen you going for the training, watching all the coaches. Tell us more about that.
Well, what I like to do is to find out what's going on. I talk to coaches, but when I talk to coaches, we share knowledge. We discuss about tactical situations, social, everything which comes up, because I don't think that you need to keep your knowledge secret. It's more about how you apply the knowledge, and that's different for each coach, for each person. And it's a personal touch what makes things happen. So sharing knowledge is, I think, very important. And that's what I try to do with all the coaches. So we share, we talk, we research, we check on how we look at some points, and it's good.
Sandeep, Japan went on to win the gold medal in the Asian Games. Do you think it would have been great if Japan was here for the World Cup?
Well, if they would have qualified, they would surely have been here. But when you really look at the Asian Games and you look at the rise of Japan, I can only compare Japanese hockey right now, not in terms of style and play and tactics, but the rise I can now see that, Belgium in the last 8 years, and now Japan. I mean, to become Asian Games champion is a big deal. I mean, you win big matches to be there. So looking at that part, I think an Asian Games champion, if they would have been playing here, it would have been wonderful. It would have been wonderful for the fans, for a lot of people to be able to watch Japanese hockey, the pace, the speed, and all of that which we saw in Jakarta. Yeah, it's a loss in so many ways. But yeah, to be at the World Cup, to be at any tournament, you got to qualify.
दिलीप, आप क्या समझते हैं जापान की हॉकी को लेकर? आपने एशियन गेम्स में उनकी हॉकी देखी थी, इंडिया के खिलाफ 7-0 से मात खाई थी, बट एशियन गेम्स में फाइनल में जाके गोल्ड मेडल जीता था. किस तरह देखते हैं जापान की हॉकी को?
जापान कुछ सालों में काफ़ी डेवलप कर गया है. जैसे संदीप ने कहा कि मैं भी जापान के साथ मेरा भी एक्सपीरियंस रहा कि हमेशा जब भी हम लोग खेलें कि कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ खेलें कि हम जीत जाएंगे, और जीतते भी हैं. वो स्थिति था पहले, लेकिन आज डिफरेंट है. आज आप देखिए, एशियन गेम्स चैम्पियन डायरेक्ट क्वालिफाई हो गए ओलंपिक्स के लिए. ये छोटी मोटी बात नहीं है, और डेफिनेटली टीम में काफ़ी इम्प्रूव आई हुई है. हमने इंडिया के साथ मैच, लीग मैच में हालांकि हम बीट किए थे, लेकिन अल्टीमेटली रिजल्ट क्या, विन, जो कि सेमीफाइनल में जापान ने बीट किया.
हम
मलेशिया से हारे. हाँ, जापान पाकिस्तान ने पाकिस्तान को बीट किया सेमीफाइनल में. अब देख लिया पाकिस्तान टीम आज यहाँ पे किस तरीके से खेलती है. उसी टीम को जापान ने सेमीफाइनल बीट किया. तो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत डेवलपमेंट किया है जापान कुछ सालों के अंदर, और आज हमें मानना पड़ेगा कि आज एशियन गेम चैंपियन है.
Sir, Japan has played 4 World Cups, and your experience here, gaining all the experiences of watching all the world team, global teams and the coaches, how much that will help when you go for the Olympics?
Well, performance from Japan in the World Cups was not so very good, but history is to learn from and to prepare for future. So that's why we look at our history, and we will benefit it, but I think we will benefit more this World Cup and our pathway from when we started in June last year till now. We were able to win major matches. We won some tournaments, and you need to learn to win before you can actually deliver an important tournament, as you said. And it's still difficult for us, but knowing the fact that we can win does a lot to the team, because in the past they were always smashed by India and Pakistan. My players still have posters from Indian and Pakistani players above their bed, so they couldn't believe that we could beat those countries. Then we start beating Pakistan, and the last year we lost, I think, one match out of 7 or 8 from Pakistan, and the rest we had 2 draws and the rest we won. So we are confident that we will not lose from Pakistan anymore, and that gives a totally different approach and attitude. With India, we don't have that level at the moment. India is the best team in Asia, but we know that we can give them hard time in finals, because as soon as it's finals, they are in trouble, and we can cause trouble for them. I'm not saying that we will directly win, because on each position they have more skillful players than we have, but we have a strong mind.
Talking about strong minds, did the team sleep the day you guys won the Asian Games gold medal?
The team?
How did they celebrate?
No, well, they hardly celebrate. They were, of course, very excited, and the adrenaline did a lot with their physical state. So they were unable to sleep, and they were very, very happy. But again, hockey is a small sport in Japan, so when we came back in Japan, nobody knew that we won. So we got a handshake, and that was it, and no celebrations, nothing. So for the players, only at their clubs there was something, but there was not much. And for the rest, we had to go back to normal.
Is it because hockey is not too much played in Japan, or people don't know much about hockey in Japan?
Well, I have to clarify that female hockey is more popular in Japan, because Sakura Japan, the ladies team, they played the last 3 or 4 Olympics, and they do well. They are top 10, and due to that, the people know the female hockey. So they were astonished that hockey can be played by men too, that males are playing hockey. And but it's coming, because we are picked up by the national TV, and now they understand that men play hockey too. So on the long term, it will be beneficial. But at this moment, when it is the first time it happens, so it's logical.
Sandeep, you were there in Jakarta, you saw all the matches, and you were there present for the final as well. How do you see the rise of Japan as a team? How you've gone from playing the league matches and then the final and winning the gold medal?
I mean, if you really look at the historical perspective, they were there in Mönchengladbach, they were there in Kuala Lumpur, and I still remember that 2-2 draw that we had. It was hugely disappointing for India, because you want to start with the momentum, and that really took a lot of momentum away from, and we really suffered in that World Cup. But off late, you see a very different Japanese side. You see a trained Japanese side. You see a coached Japanese side, whose main thing, not along with skills and play, but now they are striving for consistency. Even in the Aslan Shah, when they beat Australia, it was a massive day for them. I think that was their first victory, if I'm correct, over Australia.
Yes,
in the Aslan. I mean, not in the Aslan, but overall historical. And they gave us a torrid time. They were leading against us before Mandeep got a hat-trick and we beat Japan. So it's not like it's come sudden, that Asian Games came suddenly out of the blue. if you see, there's a slight increase vertically. They are going up, and the side looks very complete. Though I have to, it's a question also. India beat Japan 7-0 in a long time. Dilip, I also saw an Indian team totally in control of a game. You know, you see that they have their ups and downs in a match, but वो वाला जो match था, वो जो 7-0 वाला, everybody was in the right position. Everybody was playing very controlled and very total hockey. So, and then the final, you know, I wouldn't even call it luck, honestly. If a team is down 2-5 and from there they win, then you need to have it more than just luck. You really need mental strength there, apart from the skill. But my question again is, India 7-0, how did you view that match in perspective of the others when you won the Asian Games gold? Because a lot of people here also want to understand your views on that 7-0 defeat.
Well, it was 8, but that defeat, the number with which we lost was too high. But that we would lose, it was all in the game. We tried to play an attacking game. We tried to play on an equal level with India, but we were not equal. So they were faster, and when you give them space, they smash you. And we knew that, but it was the group match. It had no value. It was not about winning or losing, because we had to win Korea, and then we would make the semis. And in the semi we would beat Pakistan. We were convinced about that. So we used that match to see what will happen if we attack. So we played as attacking as possible, and yes, they showed us what they could do. And we knew then that we expected to play India in the final, and we wanted to beat them in the final. So losing by that number in the group match was okay, because they would be overconfident in the final, and then we would hurt them. That was our idea, but it's strategy. It's not much more than that, and it's always like that. When you play to win, you have to you apply a strategy. And I wanted to try to get there, because yes, the Indian players are so skillful. They play the best hockey at the Asian Games, but only not the last 2 matches. And that's what happened.
Yeah, but just to round off, where he has taken Japanese hockey to, I think they will shortly be banning him from entering more stadiums to watch, because nobody wants to see extremely strong Japan at the Olympic Games. If this is what an indication is at the Asian Games, then I think you're going to take Japan very, very high in the Olympic Games. I mean, that's what it looks like now.
Now we want to win a medal, and we will win a medal. So that's why that's what we want to do. And we are also we wanted to win the Asian Games because we wanted to qualify on our own merits. We didn't want to be there as hosts, but we want to deserve to be there because we want to be taken seriously. And not only for our own pride, but also for sponsoring, for recognition of hockey. So it's important that you deserve it. Otherwise, who will sponsor a team who will lose everything?
Sure.
No one. So if you want to make it grow, you have to deliver. And we are working on delivery.
Coach, one thing that I'd like to ask you, I was talking to the Belgian coach, and he told me that there has been a significant improvement in the Belgium team since the last 8 years, all because of the Grassroot program that the country has. Is it the same in Japan? Do you guys have any grassroots level program to improve the level of hockey? Or should we have that in Japan, I would say?
Japan doesn't have any structure, but they have hockey at primary schools and at high schools, and they play 6-a-side until they go to senior high school. So the basic skills are very well developed, and they are speedy, they have agility, but they lack hockey knowledge. And hockey knowledge means tactical knowledge, about technical knowledge. The detail information is not there. They see and they copy, But if you don't know what it really is, it's difficult. So Japan need a coaching structure, like they need, by the way, in India too. That's my opinion. But talking about Belgium, I agree with Colin, because they have a program for over 10 years, and step by step they're growing their youngsters. And the team who is playing here, they all have been European champion under 16, under 18, and when they enter the national team, they are very experienced. By the way, same for Holland and Germany. But the Belgium sides beat the juniors of Holland and Germany. That means that they were very strong. And at the end, it pays off, and then suddenly they rise. And everybody is astonished, but it's not so sudden.
दिलीप, मैं आपसे यहाँ पे पूछना चाहूँगी, ग्रास रूट प्रोग्राम से कितना फ़र्क पड़ता है? आपने खुद देखा है यहाँ भुवनेश्वर में, कितना फ़र्क पड़ जाता है एक ग्रास रूट लेवल प्रोग्राम से?
देखिए, यदि लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए हम प्लान कर रहे हैं और अच्छे क्वालिटी और क्वांटिटी यदि हमें टीम के लिए चाहिए, देश के लिए चाहिए, तो हम ग्रास रूट प्रोग्राम को फॉलो करना ही होगा। आज बेल्जियम एग्जाम्पल बना हुआ है। कुछ साल पहले बेल्जियम का हम 4-1, 3-1 मार्जिन बीट कर रहे थे, लेकिन आज वर्ल्ड के टॉप टीम में सिर्फ इसीलिए जैसे आप भी कह रहे थे कि ग्रास रूट को फॉलो करें। डेफिनेटली मैं कहूँगा, यदि हम एज ग्रुप के हिसाब से ग्रास रूट लेवल में हम प्रिपेयर नहीं कर रहे हैं, शेड्यूल नहीं बना रहे हैं, बच्चों को हम नहीं खिला रहे हैं एज ग्रुप हिसाब से, तो प्लेयर निकलेंगे नहीं। आज की तारीख पे हमारे पास, चलिए आज हमारे पास कुछ प्लेयर अच्छे प्लेयर हैं, लेकिन हमें क्वांटिटी चाहिए, हमें और से और ज़्यादा प्लेयर चाहिए हमें, जो कि मुझे लग रहा है उसका कमी अभी भी हमारे देश में है। सो हमें भी आज के तारीख पे काफ़ी ज़रूरी है। सिंपल सी बात मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि हमारे सुंदरगढ़ में हमारे यहाँ पे भी हम ग्रास रूट हॉकी सिस्टमेटिक भी नहीं है। बस रूरल कंट्री साइड में, रूरल एरिया में सिर्फ खेल रहे हैं हमारे हॉकी, वहीं से प्लेयर निकल रहे हैं। तो यदि हम भारत में यदि हम जहाँ पर हमारे क्या कहते हैं हॉकी खेली जा रही है, माने जाते हैं, क्रूक से लेके या हमारे पंजाब में या हमारे यूपी में समझ लीजिए, या हमारे उड़ीसा में समझ लीजिए, सो सब जगह हमें एज के हिसाब से हमें ग्रास रूट हॉकी को सिस्टमेटिक में ला के हमें प्रोग्राम में ला के हमें प्रिपेयर करने से मुझे लग रहा है कि और ज़्यादा और क्वांटिटी प्लेयर निकलेंगे।
Coach, you spoke about having coaches training program in Japan. Would you guys be open to the idea of having Indian coaches go there in Japan and train your boys?
If they are well educated, yes, but they are not. Harinder is the only one who is well educated in India, if it comes to coaching. He is the one who went everywhere to gain knowledge. Sometimes they appear, and after that we never see them again. Hockey India started in 2012, 2013, a series to educate coaches. We did 2 courses, one in Delhi, one in Lucknow, and then suddenly it stopped. Until the day of today, the coaches are asking me, when do you come back? When can we continue this? And those coaches are in the national programs for the ladies, the juniors, who were in those courses, and we never finished it. And I think that it should not be 1 or 2 of those, but it should be on a regular basis, and they should have a common strategy in which they want to develop about tactics, about techniques, about mental, physical, social. All those things should come together. Then you have a strong base, and there's so much talent. So if it's about skills, it's amazing what you have here. But that's not enough nowadays. It's mainly tactics, it's physical, it's mental, it's social. All those aspects are also needed. And well, I think that's a problem. It's here, but it's in Japan as well. It's in most of the Asian countries, it's a problem.
Sandeep, do we lack good Indian coaches here, professional Indian coaches?
Of course, we've been speaking about it for 15, 20 years. I mean, you go, I mean, Dilip understands that aspect extremely well. He's come up from a system where there are no coaches, and you know, it's just the natural born talent, skills that take you through that system, which we sometimes forget. But for every player who comes into the national team, into the junior or the sub-junior team, I can tell you that at least 10 get destroyed. They can't make it through the system because they are unable to understand what to do at the next step. And when you're 10 years, when you're 15, when you're 16, you need that intelligence with you, which is given by someone else. But when you look at the line of coaches, when you look at NIS now, I think NIS is a warped idea now. That idea needs to be completely taken away, and a new course needs to be brought in. Because what NIS did in 1945, 50, 55, 60, they are using the same modules. So you really can't do that. Hockey's changed so much that anybody who played in the 60s probably can't understand what's happening now in every aspect of the term. It's become better. Let's put it that way. And when Aikman says that, yeah, we lack intelligence, I don't think he's far off the mark when it comes to coaching. We really don't have that many coaches in the junior system and the sub-junior system. And that is one thing which was actually asked to Mr. Altmans. It was also asked to Mr. John, that where is that list or line of coaches that should be built up in the last 10 years? I don't see that line, and I honestly don't see that line coming up also in the future unless somebody really takes some drastic action.
कोचेस की बात कर रहे हैं, दिलीप, हरिंदर ने किस तरह से बॉयज़ को मोटिवेट किया था इंडिया बेल्जियम मैच के में थर्ड क्वार्टर में की टीम ने कम बैक किया? हम उस मैच के बारे में आपसे थोड़ा पूछना चाहेंगे। बताइए, फर्स्ट 2 क्वार्टर्स हम बिल्कुल लैग कर रहे थे, थर्ड क्वार्टर में कम बैक किया, उस क्वार्टर के बारे में बताइए, उस मैच के बारे में बताइए।
देखिए, मैंने भी मैच देखा बहुत क्लोजली, और जिस हिसाब से फर्स्ट 2 क्वार्टर्स मैंने देखा, नॉर्मली यूरोपियन जितने भी टीम्स हैं सब 10-15 मिनट्स उनका रूल्स में है कि उनका जितनी एनर्जी है फुल एनर्जी के साथ, फुल पावर के साथ, फुल फोर्स के साथ एग्रेसिव हॉकी खेलते हैं। और बेल्जियम भी वही किया फर्स्ट क्वार्टर, सेकंड क्वार्टर। और मैंने देखा कि बेल्जियम स्पीड के साथ, पावर के साथ लॉन्ग बॉल्स रिसीव करा रहे थे अपने 25, अपने सेंटर लाइन से, मिडिल से, जितने भी थ्रू बॉल इजीली रिसीव करके अटैक मूवमेंट कराते हैं। और जो हम लोग 30 मिनट्स देखे डोमिनेट करके रखा था इंडियन टीम को। जैसे आपने कहा कि एक पल के लिए मैं भी थोड़ा सा घबरा गया, क्योंकि इस तरीके से हॉकी हुआ तो प्रॉब्लम फेस कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ। सेकंड हाफ मेरे ख्याल से हम लोग और बेटर खेलने लगे, और मैं रियली सरप्राइज हूँ कि, और आपने सही कहा कि हरिंदर ने प्लेयर को मोटिवेट किया है, या उनके प्लानिंग हो सकता है। और मेरे ख्याल से प्लेयर्स मोटिवेट हुए, इतने दबाव के बाद सेकंड हाफ हम लोग और बेटर किए। मुझे भी ये लग रहा है कि ये भी हमारे टीम के लिए एक पॉजिटिव साइन है। सेकंड हाफ इतने दबाव के बाद, फर्स्ट हाफ इतना दबाव के, सेकंड हाफ एक्सट्रीम में हम लोग बेटर खेले हैं पूरा 30 मिनट, और बेटर अटैकिंग किए, बेटर बॉल पोजीशन किए हैं, और लॉन्ग बॉल भी किए हैं। मैंने देखा वरुण यंग खिलाड़ी बहुत अच्छा खेला, शर्मा चलिए फॉरवर्ड में हमारे ललित भी अच्छा खेला। जो हमसे मैं उम्मीद कर रहा था, जो हमारे फ्रंट लीड कर रहे हैं, उस दिन शायद खेल नहीं पाए हमारे आकाश और हमारे मनदीप। लेकिन फर्स्ट हाफ में मनदीप को भी एक अच्छा मौका मिला था, अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला था 1 वर्सेस 1। अदरवाइज हरिंदर ने सेकंड हाफ मेरे ख्याल से बहुत अच्छा लेसन दिया, बहुत अच्छा मोटिवेशन टॉक दिया होगा। सेकंड हाफ में टोटली प्लेयर्स टीम एक होकर बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस किया।
Sir, how do you see as a coach India-Belgium match? Because you know the first 2 quarters was led by Belgium. Third quarter, India made a comeback. In the fourth quarter, India lost a lot of opportunities, despite the fact that we had kicking back brought in by the Belgium team. How, as a coach, would you analyze the whole match?
It was already said here. It was a match with 2 phases. First two quarters was Belgium. Belgium was controlling. They were defending in front of their opponents. On the midfield they could easily cover, and the attackers were pressing. So they got easy ball possession, and when they get ball possession, the pitch was too stretched and wide in the width, so that there was space to receive, and they could easily pass and go. In that period, Belgium had a lot of positive energy. They believed in what they did, and as soon as in the third and fourth period, when India started to play more aggressively, they start pressing more aggressively, they denied them space, Belgium panicked because suddenly they were unable to play the easy passes anymore, and India got more and more energy from it. What they also did, they won their first 1-on-1 so that they could create a 2v1, and then it's very hard to defend for Belgium. So creating the first numerical advantage and makes that you have more space to play, and in that period India was very good. They got into the lead, and they were a little bit unlucky in converting goals, but that was also because they are restless, and I think also there's an issue of being afraid to lose. I think that was in the first two quarters, and later after they took the lead, and especially when Belgium went without goalie, with kicking back, I thought now India will smash them because they have the ability to counter-attack very fast and they're very skillful. But what happened is that they kept the ball too long in their own defense, and they lost the momentum of the attacking game, and therefore Belgium created a lot of pressure, and it was more mental and internal pressure which they felt instead of the real applied pressure. And Belgium kept the pitch very in the width and deep so that the hot channels would open, and in the hot channels it's 1-on-1 and defensive. Then India in the first part they were defending also in front, they stepped backwards. But if you step a little backwards, you allow the Belgians to receive the ball, and then you can wait for a fall or whatever, and it delivers a lot of pressure. So I think that's where India lost the momentum. But overall I think that the third and fourth quarter was very good, and if they can play like this, they can end up very high, very far.
Sandeep, quickly tell me, what do you make of the Spain versus France match? France took the lead in the first quarter, if I'm not wrong, and then conceding the goal in the last quarter, fourth quarter. How would you sum up the whole
I
match?
think yesterday when we were speaking about that match, I mean, it was almost like, though even I said that, even though without their captain now, who's out of the team, I think Spain had that energy, that passion which they normally show. But I think France was much more structured. France was the team that wanted to win, not that Spain did. But when you see both the teams playing, I think France was pushing a little better. They were more organized in that sense. And that stroke, I mean, I think that should have clinched it. But yeah, I mean, that 1-1 draw is now putting the pool into a very different situation. I'm afraid that even Spain could see itself going out. I mean, it's kind of put the pool through a very different thing.
So you watched that match. What is your analysis? France had a good defense structure throughout the match. They were a bit unlucky to concede the goal in the fourth quarter.
I don't think it was unlucky. It was coming on, but I think Spain had more individual players. So I agree that France was more a team and they defended as a team, and they were able to keep Spain away. They gave a few penalty corners away, but they could defend them very well. And the Spanish players, they are more individuals. They dribble a lot, and that make it hard for them to score the goals. But they had opportunities, and after in the last quarter, well, I think France should have finished with the stroke. It was a golden opportunity, and the moment they missed it, yes, then they could have lost it too. And so I think that they started better, then Spain took over, and they survived, and they couldn't bring it home.
दिलीप, न्यूजीलैंड अर्जेंटीना एक मैच था, 3-0 से अर्जेंटीना ने मात दी न्यूजीलैंड को. फिर से स्लो स्टार्ट था अर्जेंटीना का. दे पुश्ड द सेकंड गियर, थर्ड गियर एंड देन द फोर्थ गियर. किस तरह से देखेंगे उस मैच को आप?
मेरे ख्याल से अर्जेंटीना खुद कॉन्फिडेंस उनमें था कि हम बीट कर जाएंगे न्यूजीलैंड को, जिस तरीके से, इसलिए उन्होंने स्लोली स्टार्ट किया. और मेरे ख्याल से उनका प्लानिंग ही होगा. कॉन्फिडेंस है, उनके पास फ्लिकर है, उनके पास एक्सपीरियंस खिलाड़ी हैं. और मुझे लग रहा है कि न्यूजीलैंड उनका जो न्यूजीलैंड के हिसाब से जो हम देखते आ रहे हैं टीम, वो टीम मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पे हमें दिख नहीं रहा है न्यूजीलैंड का. सो और आज की तारीख पे बेटर साइड है अर्जेंटीना, और लेकिन कंट्रोल करके अर्जेंटीना जा रही है, आगे बढ़ रही है. और न्यूजीलैंड से मेरे ख्याल से कॉन्फिडेंट 3-0 बीट किए.
We're running short on time. Quickly tell us about today's matches. We have two big matches today. England, Australia. Australia. Sandeep, you go ahead and tell me about the England-Australia match.
I still feel it's going to be close. I've watched some of these England-Australia games, and England always comes up very fast. I still remember the Aslan final. I mean, it was played at such a pace. It was incredible. I mean, even when you're watching it after the match finished, I mean, we were short on breath. You know, it was a game like that. And if it comes around today, I think it's going to be pretty equal. I mean, England need the points now, because I think they drew last, and now they need those points. And I think they're going to come out completely guns blazing in Australia. And today's match will actually also show, in a way, where Australia is. You know, not in the World Cup terms, like, because they still have games with them, but where they are situated in terms of possession, play, tactical, everything. England is going to give their best today.
The second match of the day will be Ireland versus China. Both the teams surprised us. Ireland, they played well against Australia, and China drew against Spain. China drew one of the matches.
England.
2-2.
So yes. So what will be the highlight of their match?
It will be a close match, and China didn't surprise that much because it's the Inner Mongolia team, the team from Coach Kim, and that's a very strong team. And it's a team which plays together a long time, so they are fit, and they're tactically very disciplined. And you could see it in the England match, and they will do it today again. And Ireland they are fighters, so it will be a nice clash to see what will happen.